Eddie Howe for future knighthood. Seriously.
Oh, that's early.
It's too early.
I make the calls. You know that I'm right. Hey?
It's like the calls I'm having to make at the top of the league. I have to pick up everyone so early. I think
Mate,
it's
you
like
got
risks.
Almiron goggles on right now.
Oh, come on. First week, I called it. I called the Paraguayan genius.
Welcome back to Draft Boys, the FPL Draft Podcast. As always, joined by Miley G, Hito, and myself, Whitey. Lads, how we doing?
Oh, doing good, boys.
Yeah, I'm really good.
You guys are good?
Especially after we just chatted about tea for about 45 minutes before we recorded.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't really productive on the fantasy side,
No.
but like, Hito rocked up with a tea, and there was a lot of tea
There was a
chat.
chat. There was also a lot of bonding over the fact that we all collectively made over $1,000 on the horses today.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. A bit of a famous race in Australia today, Melbourne Cup. And yeah, Hito gave us some good tips.
That
And it
was
looks
so
like the
good.
draft boys all back the same horse.
And my dad.
Your dad too? Yeah.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. There were a couple
plenty.
people
Yeah.
that followed
Oh,
that.
and my family, because I had that
Oh, yeah,
family
you did,
trifecta
yeah.
that I
I
contributed.
got a lot of assists today.
You did.
Yeah.
Gamble
Call yourself
responsibly.
Yeah.
Ozil
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Fabregas.
Oh, Ozil.
All right, boys. What's been happening?
Mm.
It's a good week for you guys. Let's talk points.
Fantastic week for me.
Yeah, you
I can't wait to go last.
Okay,
can't
let's
wait
get
to go
straight
last.
into it. I don't know who's first between me and you, but I'll go. I got 30.
No, make Whitey go
No, it's
first.
me, it's
Okay.
me.
Make him go
Oh,
first.
sorry, I didn't know.
Don't do yourself that
Wait, how
disservice,
shit
mate.
was your team this week, Whitey?
I got St. Maximum on the bench with 1 point. So he's
Oh,
back, baby. He's back. He played 4 minutes.
Don't worry, you'll score 2 goals for the rest of the season.
Highlights for my team. And there were highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Pope, 6. Shah, 6. Robertson, 7. He's finally come good.
And what an assist by Jackie Boy.
What did I say? He was coming back. This is the week.
Winning a free kick.
Hey, I'm taking it. And that was about it. I got 34 points. It was a pretty sad week. And it shows you what my team is like without the one and only.
Definitely.
Well, I'll
Huge
take
difference.
over. It's weird because I thought I went so much better, but it's just because Salah finally scored that I thought I had a big week.
Yeah.
It's like if he scored, that's 7 on top of everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got Salah with 7. Kai Havertz got the goal, the only Chelsea goal in that miserable game I had to sit through.
Yeah, that was horrible.
And somehow stole all 3 bones.
Yeah, he loves a bone.
he got all 3 bonus.
Yeah, he had a few
I only
attempts.
saw like his main chances.
To be fair, though, 2 were own goals. But we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Mm,
We're
that's
going to talk
true.
about that.
That's true.
Okay.
And the rest of it was just an assist from Perisic, and and Mbeumo, I picked him back up just for a game.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah,
I'm hearing people pronounce his name differently every time.
I did it correct this
Boomo
time.
or something
Oh,
I heard
really?
the other day.
Mbeumo.
Yeah, from a commentator.
Mbumbo.
That sounds wrong.
Your face Miles
sounds
just made. All right.
Okay.
Hey,
I love your -2 on Chalobah as
Yeah,
well.
cheers,
I
mate.
love seeing the negs.
just talk about your team. Talk about your team. Stop talking about our team, okay?
I've
How'd
got to
it
just
go?
make the moment last.
How'd
you
it go,
know.
Heater?
63.
Wow.
Big week.
Arsenal boys, eh?
And my boy Wilson.
Oh, Willie.
19
Big Willie
points.
style.
19 points.
Wow.
From Callum Wilson.
2
2
goals,
assists,
2
2
assists.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't know about the 2 assists.
Yeah, baby.
Ow!
10 points from Odegaard, 7 from Saliba, 6 from Akanji, 9 from Edison. It's a good week.
Have you seen Akanji do math?
Oh, I saw the
He's like
link,
a
but I didn't watch it.
crazy mathematician.
Really?
Yeah, like he can do crazy multiplication. I saw this whole video on it. It's pretty insane.
There you
Quick
go.
math.
Quick math.
They're running out of content on those fucking
Yeah.
club channels, aren't they?
Especially City.
Yeah.
You've got such boring players. over there.
It's like
Bunch of
so much,
robots.
Just follow Haaland around. That will be enough content for everyone.
He's just, oh yeah, like,
barge
is
his way
he human
through.
or is he robot?
Yeah.
That'll be the only thing interesting.
Did you
there.
see the Halloween post that they did about him?
No.
Where they like make reference to the cyborg and he's
Oh,
got,
really?
like, the metal arm
Oh,
and his
really?
eyes are all like demonic kind of robot-y. And like the Man City badge is like full lit up like iRobot.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Iron Man, yeah, that's pretty sick. I would just be following that around, waiting to see when they put his oil in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
top him up.
I'd want to see that.
Look, boys, I'm sorry to cut this off.
Oh,
But can we move to Snack Chat? Because I'm thirsty AF.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Let's do it. We're done talking about Heroes Points, that's for sure. Well,
Sorry.
I'm on
You were
Snapchat this
done with
week.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk to us. What have you got this
Is
week
that
for
just
us,
like
mate?
the alcoholic in me? Just like being like, shut up. Like, let's get
Well, you are drinking water
Okay.
from a vodka bottle. So,
So for the drink, I've got sci-fi cider fiction cold pressed alcoholic apple cider, which I think suits the robot himself pretty fucking well.
way.
The Holland drink.
It even
there
looks
you
at with
go.
his eyes and
I
stuff.
know,
That's
it's
a
kind
sick
of
can.
like him.
I'm gonna take the photo after.
It's made in the Barossa, probably created by a well-known winemaker.
1.5 standard
Yeah,
drinks as
it's
well.
got some kick. You'll know by the taste if it's
1.5 standard drinks, 5% cans. Oh, that was the crispest crack I've ever heard in my life.
true. No, wait, we got more crackling.
Oh, it's more crack.
We got some snakes here.
Snake.
Oh. Yeah.
I do notice that the pack's open, Christopher.
I got it ready,
Did you have to
so
try?
I wouldn't have to do it now.
You weren't eating them in the car on the way over?
No, I don't do that. Look how full it is. It's a family pack too, or
Look,
something. More to share.
If we saw no like red snakes
Yeah.
left, we would know that he had a little nibble.
I just grabbed 3 random snakes. They're all red. Okay, boys. I'll put that in the
Oh, I
middle
love
for
that sweetness.
you. Okay.
I've just been judging the snakes too much before I cracked everything. What do you think of? Have you had the cider yet, Marlo?
Drink's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not a big cider guy, but it's actually quite nice. It's a bit more full body.
It's got a really strong apple taste.
Full body.
Yeah, full
I like
bodied
that.
cider.
And I don't
snakes
like a
are
lot of
really
ciders.
hard to eat and talk with,
They
Yeah.
are.
but they are delicious.
They're a work. I'm gonna give.
Oh, you're right. That is a good.
It's good.
It's a
crisp.
hard can. Look, I'm actually going to say, because my favorite cider is a Magnus. Is it Magnus?
Magnus.
Magnus.
Yeah.
Sorry, Magnus. Yeah.
And I think that that's really close to a Magnus.
I love that actually.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Look, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to give you an 8.2.
Oh,
I never thought I'd say that about a cider.
The Holland sci-fi drink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Okay. Wow. So the person who
Yeah.
doesn't like ciders, that's interesting.
It's just not my type of cider.
Why don't you like it?
It's that really strong, like bitter alcohol, not alcohol, apple like tang. I don't
Okay.
like the tang.
bit too
I can't
sour.
stop drinking it.
Yeah.
Sorry, we should pause the podcast. I'm just going to finish this right now.
Come on.
Okay, and snakes. Come on, boys. How did I do on snakes? He hasn't even eaten a
I
snake
haven't had a
yet.
snake. I haven't had a chance.
I gave you a red one. I figured that's
Thank
the
you,
best
mate. Thank you.
They're
representation.
good. Like, I love a snake, but I'm just going to give you just a standard 7.5. You
That's
know,
what I'd expect.
just because it is what it is.
but someone had to bring snakes.
8.7.
Oh, I actually thought to myself, I'm like, this is going to be low. And I took one bite and I was like, these are pretty good.
Matt, they always go down well.
Yeah, they're good because I haven't had them in a long time.
And then you eat too many of them and then you feel really sick.
Yeah,
And you're
I
like,
haven't for
fuck, I
another
regret
year.
everything.
I know. All right, boys. I think that's enough on Snack Chat for this week. Sounds like I did pretty well. All right, let's get into the fucking fantasy stuff.
Yeah. Let's just get it over and done with and just talk about Brighton.
Ah, yeah. Okay, let's just
I'm going to
talk-
enjoy this.
Brighton first up. They've scored 4 goals over Chelsea.
Yep.
Chelsea got 1 goal.
They
That's
did.
my only shout out to Chelsea.
We've already mentioned that and we just don't mention Chelsea.
I
again.
know.
You can
okay.
see how the Brighton players feel about Potter they celebrated pretty fucking hard when they scored those goals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
And the crowd was definitely getting into it.
Was it like
Yeah.
you're sacked in the morning or was it something
Yeah.
like that? They were singing to him after the second goal win.
win.
That's pretty funny.
Jeez,
Yeah.
butt hurt. But Trossard, he's the main talking point. I mean, we've brought him up heaps on this pod, but man,
He could have scored a few.
he looks great. I know. He really looks good in this. And that goal, he managed to work himself a little space and gets around the keeper and then finishes it.
I did want
It
to
was
talk
class.
about Matoma. Do you remember after the
saw.
second week, I was like, just
He
keep
started.
an eye on him because I think that he's like going to be a really big thing in the future. I'm not saying that he's going to be big this year, but he might get the opportunity. And Brighton are looking pretty sex.
Yeah, look,
Well, it's one game, but
it's one game, but he has been given the nod there. I'd definitely be monitoring it. Not
maybe
really.
for the 10-man leaguers.
Did he get anything in this game? Assists?
He got an
or-
assist. He was that assist to Trossard.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd be monitoring the shit out of him.
It was a good play. And the fact that Trossard's gone back-to-back goals has really picked that form up after the few quiet weeks.
Yeah, I
And
think
they've settled themselves again.
Yeah, a couple of goals, back-to-back goals for him. I'm really sorry to go back, but I just want to finish off the Matoma, right? So, the Chalobah own goal where he was just like sliding it. Matoma was that Brighton player that was there for the tap-in. So he
Right.
is getting in really good positions as well as just that assist. So
And this performance shows that Brighton definitely have it in them. I mean, Chelsea were rubbish.
Yeah.
But I think I think we were maybe a bit harsh on them to begin with. They had a new manager.
yeah,
There was always going to be a little bit of maybe a drop off in this situation, not the bump that we talked about last week.
and they did play City the week before, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, for 10, 12-man leagues, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Take a punt on Matoma.
Well, I think, he's had very kind of mixed minutes this whole season. The longest before this game was 45 minutes.
Okay.
So it could be he's growing into some form. The new manager might be liking him.
You never know. He could be the new Almiron.
Never know. Never
Okay.
know.
That's a big call.
We'll wait 15 game weeks until we see that come back to us.
He loves an early goal. Master Damas over here, baby. Okay, so the other two goals were own goals. Chelsea players were scoring goals just at the wrong end.
Yep.
And then we had Pascal Gross pouncing on some poor Chelsea defending,
Yeah.
which was the story of the day,
End of the
basically.
game, though, still don't think he's a pickup like you were saying before, Pod.
I just think that he's done nothing for so long, and he was just right place, right time there. That was really Chelsea shit defense. But I mean, I thought this was actually a really good game to talk about. But then I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it was own goals. I mean, Brighton were all over us, but I think more than anything for fantasy, it's the positive of the performance. And looking at their assets like Matoma, Trossard, even their wing backs,
Fixtures? What's their fixtures like?
They've got two amazing fixtures before the World Cup. Wolves and Villa.
Wow. That's
two fixtures you want.
Yeah, I know.
Salivating for them, I would say.
Yeah, and that for that reason, I'd be taking that punt on Matoma.
Yeah, and yeah.
Is Welbs injured? What's the situation there? Like, is he just getting has Matoma just got the knock?
I think it was a bit of illness, I believe.
He just didn't play.
Yeah.
There's nothing against him on the site, so I'm not 100% sure what he's got.
I
But
heard there was a bit of influenza going around.
No, the odd thing.
England, yeah. Like Haaland.
Dude, it's smashed us
Cancelo.
here. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, bloody hell. Man flu.
It's
But I
getting
think-
into it.
But I like what you're saying about the fixtures because the fact they've played two really strong teams in the last 2 weeks, Chelsea and City, and they only conceded one in each game.
And scored 5.
Like, that's pretty awesome when you think they're versus
Yeah, wow.
Wolves and Villa who've struggled for goals.
Yeah.
I like that defensive option too.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, but can you highlight someone for me?
So Estupian.
Oh,
Unan?
yeah.
He got an
Estupiñán?
assist this week, I think.
Yeah.
Cross from him.
So that was the Chalobah.
Yeah, that
Wasn't it?
Chalobah own goal. Yeah, it was.
I like him as a attacking winger, but I think across that back line, it could be an option for these games regardless, whoever's free and starting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, love it. Let's move on.
Let's talk about the the future knighted man, Eddie Howe. Sorry.
The goal machine, Newcastle.
I'm not saying he's going to be the first person knighted by the new king. I'm just saying that he will be knighted by by King Charles.
Really? Wow. Okay. We've really turned this pot around for a knighting.
It's also predicting that King Charles is going to live for a long time. So
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking.
Look at this.
Miles like, yeah, he's 110 for sure.
Yeah, he's following mummy's genes.
All right, let's talk about this game. I mean, Almiron was everywhere in this game.
Yeah, he was.
We
And-
had to talk about his goal though.
I know. It was amazing.
I watched it like 5 times on repeat. I couldn't stop it.
Confident.
Insane.
That curl.
I know.
Cutting off the wing and a curled finish like that just gets me every time. I'll goal of the season. It's like my first instinct, just because I love that type of goal.
I
so
love that
much.
too. And you'd love a Harvey Barnes goal then.
Oh yeah,
And it's funny,
but
'cause,
when
like,
it's lifted though, it's got to be
Yeah,
like
I love
top
the lifted
bins.
ones.
It can't
yeah.
be just.
If they
low.
just sail and then just curl in. I said
Yeah.
surl, which is
Surl.
like sail and curl combined.
yeah, I like
It's
it.
not a word. But
It is
yeah,
now.
it was a stunning goal. I mean, it was the last goal of the game. But he really, you could see him involved everywhere on the pitch.
Would you take Tielemans' goal or that goal as goal of the season so far, if you had to pick between the two?
I'd have to say Tielemans just because the volley.
Yeah.
The volley's a lot more impressive technique.
It's
I
more
feel like I'm
difficult.
putting
Yeah.
Tielemans there for
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Until something beats
I
it.
think you see more of Almiron's finish week in week out than
Yeah, definitely.
Tielemans. But good question.
Okay, let's talk about the other man who performed in this game. Hito's man.
Callum
Wilson.
Wilson. Oh my God.
Man
Well,
in form.
So that handball from Young kind of led to the penalty for him, which was great. But then that Trippier ball straight into the back post was
Yeah.
frothy as well. Trippier in the points again, man. He is smashing it.
He is absolutely killing it.
He's the wing back defender I wanted this season in Robertson. I picked up Robertson thinking I was going to get what Trippier's doing, and I'm getting fucking not that.
Best thing
No.
about Trips this season is he's getting so many bonus. He's
Yeah.
got 12 bonus this season.
It's crazy.
That's a lot.
He's getting so
Yeah.
much. I'd love to know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wish I knew more about the
Do you know what?
system.
Would you, if you had him, would you like the fact that he's probably going to go World Cup or not?
Look, I
With the
don't
form
want
he's
any
got,
of my
like,
players
you can't
to
not be
really
picked.
go, but I do love the fact that there are options that the England manager is going to have to decide, and he's going to get rotation.
Yeah.
You know, with Tran, and obviously Reece James won't be there, but
Yeah.
like that's a good thing for him,
Yeah.
bonus, and he still gets a bit of playing
he
time.
might not play every game.
Yeah, I think you got to hope that if you got players going to the World Cup that they get a bit rotated. Like, and that is a position, yeah, with Trent there as well, that they've got options. So I think it'd be
wanna
nice
play- would
for
you
him
wanna
to
play
go get a
Trent?
couple games. Sorry?
Would you want to play Trent?
No.
So I want to actually ask you guys a question. We've been talking about pick up Newcastle assets. Joel Linton. Can you get some stats up on him? Because I'm thinking you want Newcastle attackers at the moment. Yeah, you want
Do.
defenders, but they're all gone. So I'm thinking at an outside chance in some leagues, Joel Linton might be available.
I
think he could
guess I have
be.
questions. I'm going to quickly look up now where he is lining up in their formation.
Because he got a goal this week.
He
It's
got
been a little
goal,
while since he got an assist,
but it
about
wasn't.
4 weeks ago.
But it wasn't much of a goal.
But
Like
I wanna know
it wasn't the kind of goal that I saw Almiron score and be like,
Yeah,
oh,
but I don't
that's
know
a man
if it
coming
matters
to
at
form.
this point. I think that you just want a player in that team if you've got him. I want to know the minutes though.
I'm just looking now. Hang on.
The minutes is the most.
Joel
important
Linton is
thing.
playing on that left wing.
He's playing every game, basically.
But you know who just became fit again?
ASM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would be a little bit worried about that. Maybe not before the World Cup. Because only 2 more games. I think ASM will probably come on as a sub 2 times.
and he's suspended for the Southampton game.
So maybe
next
just
week.
for the
Who
next
is
2
Joel
fixtures.
Linton.
yeah. So
Oh, he's suspended. Okay, sorry guys.
No, I think that's a good question though, because then I'd be like, maybe keeping an eye out for post World Cup.
Post World Cup is an interesting point.
I don't know if you need to jump on him just yet.
Mhm.
But I think that's a good point, like in terms of how many Newcastle assets there are already that are like more desirable potentially or owned.
yeah, for sure. Okay, let's. Sorry, I just lost my notes there. Oh, what I would say as well is the atmosphere at Newcastle right now.
It's
Oh,
insane.
they're fucking
It's
loving it.
pumping.
Yeah.
Like,
Mate, how could you
it's
not?
coming through the TV.
I think this is one team that doesn't want a World Cup in 2 weeks' time.
No way.
You like it's going to be interesting to see what they're like post World Cup,
I agree with
because
that.
they would be like, please don't pause the league right now, because they could just run up the table with this.
They have
form.
scored so many goals.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
worried about the break. What will do that will do to them.
Well, after that last break that we had when the Queen died, I think it's been about 5 or 6 game weeks. They've scored I think it's 14 or 16 goals.
I'm not surprised. There's been a lot of 4-goal games.
I know they've been really shipping them out. And yes, Almiron and Wilson have been the focus mainly of that, but there are other players like Joel Linton getting in on it. So I just think that players that we may have looked at in the past, maybe they do have a bit more value. But ASM coming into that team is going to be really interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously Isak coming back after the World Cup.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All right, Arsenal.
Let's talk about Arsenal. I mean, we have to when it's 5-0, don't we?
We have to, yeah.
Mate, I've got a rant.
Do it.
I've never seen more Arsenal shirts on the streets of fucking Sydney. Where are they all coming
They've
from?
all come out of the woodworks,
Coming
man.
way
It's
out.
crazy.
Are you sure they weren't Liverpool jerseys with people
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
stickers over the badge?
No, they have those stupid white sleeves on them. No, it's so funny. I just see them everywhere now. And it's a bit of the nature in Sydney. I don't know how it is in the UK or in other parts of the world, but when your team wins, the jersey's on.
Yeah.
But if your team's not winning, you're not seeing that jersey very much.
That is true, eh? I've been noticing a lot of Arsenal jersey, and for the last few years, I've been seeing so many more Liverpool ones.
Yeah, I
'cause
know.
they've
But
started
there's
winning.
always been a big Liverpool base
but
here because of
more.
Harry Kewell.
Yeah, but even more so in the last few years.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd agree with
yeah.
that.
when you're flying high, you want it known, and you're also picking up new fans too.
So
okay, my rant's over. Let's talk about the game.
Saka starts it off. He whips it onto the head of Martinelli.
I didn't know Martinelli had that kind of finish in him.
No.
Dude, you should know because he is amazing.
Are you talking about a header? Because he's
Yeah.
usually just,
But also, like, he came really far off his left wing.
spearhead.
It was crazy. I don't know. I think it's just his confidence. I think you
He's
can just
flying
put it
high.
down to the fact that he is just killing it right now.
And unfortunately, Saka went off injured as well.
Yeah, we've got to monitor that for Saka owners.
Any
It's
any
not
word
looking
on that?
Good.
Oh, really?
No, they were saying something about the World Cup.
Yeah, it's
being
just a
down.
knock. Like, it says a knock, but
But the thing is, I wouldn't be worried. It's 2 games, World Cup. He's going to get 6 weeks free time off. Like,
yeah, he'll either
This
get
is the
time off
best
or he'll be
time.
recovered to go to World Cup, and that's fine.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too worried with that unless it's something crazy. The guy we got to talk about, Reece Nelson.
Mr. Nelson.
I don't know a thing about the dude.
Well, he's been there for a little bit. He's been on the fringe. I do know that, but Hito, what
Is
do you
he,
got?
is he the one that went to like Fulham on
He
loan?
went to Fulham on loan,
Like-
and then I think he spent about 2 years down there, at least a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he got a lot of game time, but coming off the bench, 2 goals, an assist, 19 fucking points.
Yeah, God. And I was
Huge.
so glad he sucked up some of the points from that game.
That's
Because
true.
I didn't have a lot of, I have no Arsenal assets. And I was going, oh, God, 5-0. I saw that score and then I saw, oh, yes, who is Nelson?
I know.
But with Saka out, 2 more games until the World Cup, could be a likely starter, could be a good shout for a pickup.
How can you not pick him up?
What about the fixtures? What do we got here?
Well, I mean, they're one of the best teams in the league. So,
No, but I just want to know how juicy they are. Chelsea and then Wolves, and I honestly
and
couldn't
then
say
West
that.
Ham. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
They'll
sorry.
easily, like, if Brighton are putting 4 past you, like,
I'm pretty worried about that.
Oh, I'm nervous.
I'd be nervous too.
I'm very nervous.
Just checking, he didn't go to Fulham. He went to Feyenoord last year.
Final.
It started with an
I
F.
think it was Nketiah who maybe went to
Oh, was it?
an English team.
It was
But,
something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
but still, like, he's going to start
Mm.
if Saka's potentially rested as well. And 2 goals, you can't not play him.
He's
So
earned it, yeah, it's definitely a good
but
shout for a
good
couple of game
finishes,
weeks.
good little finishes. You know,
Yeah, they were
Popping up.
tidy.
Very
Okay.
tidy.
Obviously, Gabriel Jesus
Yeah,
had a little
look.
goal.
Yeah, that was nice.
He looked so good.
He definitely should have scored a late chance. Like, he still lacks finishing, but I think he gets himself in so many good positions that, like, it seems that he makes up for it, I guess, because he gets more chances. But he still isn't really, to me, performing at the heights I think everyone was hoping.
I think we thought it was going to be more than 5 goals for sure.
Yeah, like he's sitting on 65 points right now. I mean, to be fair, he's equal kind of with Foden and Saka and Martinelli. So they're all kind of hovering in that same zone. There's just been a couple of other guys that have really shot off past that kind of region.
Do you know what I reckon why we're thinking it's probably less than we expected? Is because probably people like Martinelli and Xhaka have soaked up goals we thought, okay, we've got young wingers like Saka and Martinelli. We know
Yeah.
Saka's got some goals in him, but Jesus will come in, experience, and get 15, 20 goals. But it's turned out he's been the provider for other
He has
people
been
like
the
Martinelli.
provider, and he's also had a lot of saves, shots saved against
Yeah.
him. Like, I feel like he could be probably one of the highest in that category, maybe besides Haaland or something.
Yeah.
But every time I see Arsenal play, it seems like Jesus is shooting, hitting the target, and just getting saved.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I just kind of like, I don't know. It's disappointing sometimes. You're like, look how good he is on the ball and stuff. And then he
Looks so
lacks
good,
that
yeah.
little bit last finish.
Yeah.
Next thing I want to talk about, Party's goal. Oh, fuck. Thumps it.
Bringing me back to the goal
Goal
season chat.
Yeah, I
just
know.
there.
I was waiting to
The
bring this up.
fucking whip on that ball.
It just.
Yeah. I might have made some very sexual noises when I saw that.
Might have.
Yeah.
He definitely
I
did.
definitely did.
Well, I'm looking at his points for the season. He's sitting on 37. He's only scored 2 goals. For me, in my head, I thought he'd actually scored more, which is why I looked it up, because I thought he might be starting to fill into that kind of like Højbjerg, Xhaka territory where he's getting forward and getting chances. But I think the nature of this team is that he is the defensive option. He's rarely getting forward, and it's Xhaka who's getting the more opportunities. So I wouldn't be looking at this goal and going, oh, I've got to jump on Party. The only reason I would see him as a good asset is if you were in a fucking massive league and you're going to get an occasional goal out of him.
Yeah.
You're going to get occasional clean sheet points, the one midfielder at point one, but you're going to get minutes every week because he's going to play.
And you can play him against teams like Forest
Yeah.
and see what happens.
100%.
Yeah. It's like the people, if you'd be having those who hold like Declan Rice or, that kind of player.
Yeah. And
Pop
he's
up
on
with a couple.
In fairness, he's on 37 points, which I know is not a haul or anything, but he did miss 3 weeks with injury too. So, like, if you factor in maybe the opportunity he would have had there too, like he's sitting in the conversation for those bigger leagues. Okay. Anything else you guys want to? Odegaard.
Finishing it off, eh?
Hito, take it away. That was juicy.
Just loving it.
That goal was pure sex.
It was good.
Yeah. The calmness. It was just amazing.
But like Jesus holds that ball up so well, and then Odegaard just kind of like wiggles his way into space and just fucking drills it.
And there was another chance earlier in the game where I think it was when Nelson scored one. He was within a meter of the guy, so he was in the same spot and could have scored if the ball fell to him too there. So
I just he's really looking the real deal all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I know we've said it before, but yeah, that was crazy.
Well, before we move on, just a simple yes or no question. Do they win the league?
No.
Peter? All the Arsenal fans
I just
wanna
don't
know.
think so.
Chelsea win it.
I don't think they have the depth. I don't think they have the depth.
You don't reckon? I reckon.
Because outside that starting 11,
I'm going to say no
Struggles.
because I think City will do it.
It is so good, man.
I know.
They're just going to score 1,000 goals.
But-
They're just going to be like, no, fuck defending. It's over.
I've got this
Doesn't matter.
weird feeling about Arsenal. I look at Arteta and I think, wow,
He's fired up.
you've
each week
learned a lot.
Each week
in your
I'm getting
time.
more and
Yeah.
more swayed, but I just can't write off City, who
No.
can
Like if
just
they didn't draw that game against
Yeah.
who was it, Villa or something the other week or something stupid.
That's the
Yeah.
only bad result they've had.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, okay. Bournemouth versus Tottenham. What a game.
I know it's crazy.
Wow, they went down 2-0, didn't they? And then they pulled it back.
Yeah, I forgot what the result was when I was watching it. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Go Bournemouth, go
Yeah.
Bournemouth."
I know. Okay, so Cooper Moore
Yeah.
got the first 2 goals of the game. I know nothing about him other than maybe he was like a striker within the team for a while there.
Yeah, he was there.
Kiefer Moore, not Cooper.
Oh, sorry. Kiefer?
Kiefer,
Like
yeah.
Sutherland.
K-I-E-F.
That's what I was thinking. 24.
24.
Jack Bauer.
Yeah.
He scored some good goals this game.
Jack Bauer did?
Yeah,
He always scores goals.
Yeah. Dude, terrorist.
scoring goals in the bedroom.
Terrorist, 0. Jack Bauer, 20.
But yeah, a couple of good goals. And look, Bournemouth are starting to look a little bit appetizing to me.
The one where he opened up his body
Mm.
and slotted a Harvey Barnes type finish.
That was very
I was
nice.
like, who's this?
I didn't.
Who this? New phone, who this?
Who this?
Mate, that was amazing. And then like he's clearly like one of those just strong forwards. That second goal he scored with his head just looked a bit like just like a seasoned striker.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Are we
Like,
talking vintage Ricky Lambert?
Oh,
Yeah.
Imagine if he goes on a Ricky Lambert run. Oh, that's pretty proppy.
hell.
And then Liverpool sign him, and then he turns out to be rubbish. Oh God!
Look, we need the depth.
That
we
one
need the
just
depth.
rolled
I'll
over
take
the
anyone in Jan.
That just rolled up the
Remember
tongue.
when Lallana and Lambert were like,
Oh.
you know, the Southampton spine?
Yeah.
Oh God!
Fucking Dejan Lovren.
And then Liverpool ripped that spine out.
Maybe we need to
They
like
just went,
Van Dijk.
maybe we need to
Mortal
like
Kombat
sign
style.
JWP or something to go back to our roots
yeah,
in the transfer market.
Yes. Oh my God! No, you should sign some kind of like out of favor Chelsea player like Callum Hudson-Odoi. He could be the new Sturridge.
Yeah. Fuck, if he comes in a form like Stokes did in that season.
Yeah, forget it.
I'll take
forget
it.
All right. Now let's talk about the part of the game we don't really want to talk about. Tottenham came back.
You're so rough on Tottenham. Both of you are. We have a lot of Tottenham fans that listen.
Okay, well, sorry guys, I just dislike you. It's nothing against you as people. It's
We're
just the
honest-
decisions you've made in life.
We're honest people.
And for some of you, it's just where you grew up.
That's why you're listening.
I'm a
for us to talk.
Tottenhamist. All right, let's talk. What a comeback, Sessegnon.
Yeah.
Started it off.
Yeah.
He was just about to get taken off the pitch.
Yeah.
And it comes in clutch.
Can we talk about Sessegnon? Because like he is an interesting one.
He's definitely been playing like most games over the last kind of like 8 weeks or so.
Yeah. So it's Perisic's side, if I'm correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but Perisic is not playing that often. Actually, he's being used as a substitute a lot of the time.
Yeah, but he's still getting some sort of attacking return. So Perisic owners, I'm one of them. Like I'm not that too unhappy just to like leave him in there because he's going to be good.
The annoying thing now is that with the 5 subs, you're more likely to have them go, oh, let's just take off the wing back or whatever for the last, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of really throws off your points because if you start that player, they come on for 15 minutes and get you 1 point.
It is tough. But when you
Whereas
have
when
as
there was
many-
3 subs, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, this is true.
I do agree with that. But I feel like maybe that's one of those positions that we talked about where someone had a name for it where you like go for the Perisic and Sessegnon double. Like I think we mentioned them in that conversation when we had it.
Yeah, that's a really good double
What
up.
was that called? It was something like sharking or something. No, that's something else.
It was the double up, just like the...
No, it had a name.
Oh.
I have to go back and look. But yeah, anyway, I think they would be a potentially good option other than the fact that Tottenham aren't getting a lot of clean sheets. They still are getting attacking returns.
I reckon we got to talk about Bendiko. Because
there's a question there now, eh?
he's like, I know he's not at Xhaka levels, but he's getting closer. He's come through with a lot of goals for himself this year.
Look, he's on a consistent haul. I'm sure the stat master has it in front of him.
He's kind of spread out. So game week 8, he scored a goal and an assist. Then game week 11 got an assist. And then now game week 14, a goal. So it's kind of every like 3 weeks he's getting a little bit of something.
Which is kind of what we were saying about like the likes of Højbjerg and
Party. But Party's probably the worst of them.
Yeah, I'd say Party's getting forward less. I feel like Bentancur is actually getting forward because I've seen him in forwarding games getting opportunities as well as the ones he's not scoring
like
them.
10 to 12 man leagues should be maybe taking.
I wouldn't
worthy
even
with
say
that.
maybe. I think it would be all over him. He's kind of presenting those almost like JWP stats, but he's not got the free kicks, obviously.
Yeah. My only worry is just how defensive playing Tottenham are and to then rope in someone that's more reserved in their attack. Like I'd say, for example, like Party is in a very attacking team, more likely to get involved in something. Whereas Tottenham are not very attacking team. Like they're very negative in how they play.
But I just think that the Arsenal team is set up for Party to be that defensive player.
Yeah.
Whereas the Tottenham team are set up defensively, but it doesn't mean that if one of them step out of line, that the rest will be exposed. They are defensive. So he probably does get more liberty to get forward.
That is fair.
And Tottenham have been looking a little bit better in attacking this game in particular. I'm not sure if it was the game before, but we know that they have been a bit cold this season, but they want to be attacking.
Yeah.
Look,
I'd say, it depends on your league. I think it's one to monitor. If you're looking for someone who's going to get 2 points every week and occasionally chip in with an assist and a goal, that's who he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want someone exciting, this is not it. All right. Last one, Leeds. I bet you didn't expect me to add this one this week.
No, it's very rude of you too.
Now, all I have to say is, what did I say? They're good against the big teams.
but are you saying Liverpool's a big team?
No.
I was about to say it too. I was like, are we still a big team?
Yeah, I was thinking, I wanted to say that too. I mean, look, I was a little surprised to see that result there, but they did it against us. And I don't know, I didn't see the full game, but for us, they pressed the shit out of us and caused a lot of mistakes. I don't know what it was like for you.
Yeah, there was a little bit of that, but for me, it just felt really just poor from Liverpool's point of view. So
Okay, so maybe not the renaissance of Leeds. I think.
The first goal is just like an accident, like misunderstanding. But the
And
second
just
goal
poor
was
defending.
like bad from
Yeah.
Liverpool. Yeah.
I agree. And they didn't they had a couple of chances, but it was all Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like I think in terms of Meslier, I actually can't remember how many saves he had, but he would have had a shitload in that game because
Yeah, I agree.
like not that we created many amazing chances. He had 9 saves.
Yeah.
Not that they were like worldy saves because so many times we just kicked it straight at him. But
You were in their box.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
in it.
in and around it. Couldn't find the hole.
Can
though.
I go back to the Tottenham game for 1 second?
Yeah, do it.
At the very end, they said, this is the 20th corner for Tottenham.
Holy shit!
Yeah, they had 20 corners
Wow.
in that game.
Fuck me.
Crazy. All right, sorry. I missed that stat.
No, stats are good.
It's not even my job, Heater. Come on.
Sorry.
All right, I think that's all we have to say on Leeds. Although we will bring up one of the players in a minute in a different segment.
Mm.
Okay, stop, drop, and hold.
Let's
Heater,
do it.
intro your segment.
Stop sleeping on these bitches.
He says
I
it
tell you
different
every week. I tell you every week. Stop sleeping.
Mm.
We want to make some moves on these people. Drop. Get them out of your team. Hold. Hold real tight.
Hold 'em.
Close. Tight and close.
Hold him.
As if there's a fire and you need to protect the children. The children. The children.
Take my strong hand, Jack.
Give us your stop, Whitey, because I know you want to talk about this guy.
I bet the people that normally listen to this podcast are a bit like, what do they take this week?
This is when
This
the
is
second
the shroom week.
This is the second drink kick in, you know?
Yeah.
Just when it gets a bit
Yeah, speaking of which.
It's the 1.5.
Okay, yes, stop. He's a fan favorite. He's a pod favorite.
He is
He
a
is a
pod
pod
favorite.
He's a pod favorite. He hasn't come up in the conversation very much lately, but he's snuck his way in.
Different colours this season too.
Exactly. Our boy Ben Mee.
Oh,
Yeah.
good old boy.
He scored a bicycle this week.
He did.
This is the Ben
It was
Mee of
lovely.
old.
Yes.
What a finish.
And
Bringing us in with his clean sheets and then with his goals.
I know, double clean sheet, and then he didn't play one of them. I guess, mate.
Last week against Villa.
I don't
That's
know
why they lost 4-0.
Exactly. They lost the spine of their team. Liverpool probably took it from them.
Clean sheet against Chelsea, Brighton, and Bournemouth. The 3 out of the 4 weeks before that.
Yeah, so not bad. I just think he's kind of slipped into contention here, and with a goal here, he got 11 points. So I just think he's a pickup.
Especially for this next fixture.
Yeah, so he's only got really one good fixture.
Forest.
Yeah. And then things get a little ugly.
Yeah, with City.
But I'd say if you
But-
need a defender for a week, let's go.
I would,
Ben Mee.
if I had that swing position, I would 100% be dropping on that fixture.
All right, Milesy, I think you've got a little stop.
Well,
Sweet.
I don't know if it is a stop, but I kind of think I want to say Dallo, guys. He's the second highest player in the league to receive all 3 bonus points, which is, I think, 4 times
He
he's
has
received
done that
all
4
of them.
times.
Cheers.
And look, I'm sure he's not available in 10 to 12 man leagues, but I'm thinking for 7 to 8 man leagues, which, you know, there are a few of them. We're out there.
Yeah.
I think Dallo, I mean, look, he's probably picked up, but if not, look at his numbers. I think he's had 4 really, really good returns.
Yeah.
And if he's available, you got to pick him up.
I think if you've been playing fantasy before, you probably look at his name and go, no thanks. Like, I think that's like my impression of him.
You,
I'm
you
looking at him
lose
like,
track of the numbers.
Yeah, it's very easy to make up your mind on someone and not realize that, hang on, actually, they're getting a couple of clean sheets, they're getting 4, they're getting bonus. So I think he's one of those guys, which is the only reason I think we still mention him now, because I think we
Just
missed
in
him
case, you know.
in the previous weeks. Okay, I think that's it for that. So let's talk drop.
Well, there's only one person who's dropping players in the league, isn't it? Diego Costa. What a grub, man.
I love it.
Like,
Apparently his first red card.
no
the Prem.
way.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
Like this season?
No.
Really? This
Yeah.
game?
Yeah, this game.
This game? Look, it was pretty crazy. He's a passionate individual.
He
I'll
is.
say that. And look, I don't think he probably would have done that if he wasn't a psycho that can't control himself. But look, you know, he's not been very good. he's going to be out for at least until the World Cup. I just think there are other players out there. Matoma, we've already named him.
So many other strikers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just he's in the team with the lowest scoring record. I think he's a very easy drop. The fact that he actually hasn't been in our drop before the headbutt.
Well, we didn't think anyone would pick him up, to be honest.
Yeah, to be fair.
That's true.
But now if you have him,
Get rid of him.
Who else are we dropping?
Oh, I better talk about this one.
Yeah, do it.
He's leaving my team
I told you.
this week.
I told you.
No, fuck off.
I fucking told you.
Yeah, well, whatever. I got one clean sheet out of him. Gomez.
Joe Gomez?
Joe Gomez.
Yeah, Joe.
There are a lot of Gomez's out there. This is Joe Gomez of Liverpool.
Drop him. Yeah.
Man, he was
Because
rubbish.
Matip's like almost back anyway, like full time, like match fitness. He's back.
Yeah, and after the way Gomez has played these last two games, he's out. And he's out of my team too.
Yeah.
Last segment. I skipped it. I'm not talking about Gomez anymore, Thomas. Hold.
Yeah, hold. You know, I was looking at this one, guys, and I reckon that we should answer it this week in saying, like, any players that are injured or have suspensions besides Diego Costa, just hold them. So I'm talking about, you know, your Zinchenko, your ASM, Isak, James, Haaland.
I just saw that in there. I'm like, what?
Well, look,
Yeah.
he's a bit injured at the moment.
Yeah, we're gonna drop him.
But anyway, you know, like, there's only 2 games left, and you know, just wait until after the World Cup with all of these big players.
I think my favorite thing in this is I'm reading this in the spreadsheet right now. How Edward was spelled. It's just written as Edward. On fire. That's a Miles special for sure.
That was, you know, that was me writing quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Touch
cool.
type,
I
you
did.
know.
Yeah.
It's
no,
efficient.
You know, it's
Yeah.
nice.
So you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, just
Don't make any panic moves. Even players who, like, you just think you're kind of tossing up a big name and you're like, oh, I don't know if this is not the time to make that, you know,
rash decision.
pull the trigger, because you've got 2 weeks and then you got to sit on that decision.
Oh, that's a long, long time.
Okay. Let's move on to our fan questions here.
Yeah. It's actually interesting this week. So last week.
Whoa. Wait.
What?
I've got a question.
You got a question?
I've got a
Got a
question
question.
for the podcast. What do you do if your midfield is Grealish, Iwobi, Foden, St. Maximum, and Kulusevski?
Well, I think that you just got to hope that Kulusevski and ASM come back with some sort of form.
Yes.
And then if they do, you just put that fucking trigger down and just go.
I was going to say drop like 3 or 4. You know, 3 or
Oh,
5
come
of them,
on. You're
but
just
whatever.
jealous, mate. I've got the Haaland there just sitting there ticking away, and I had to take some risks.
Look, you might need it because the guy is coming in second in our league, Mitch, I feel has probably the best team. It's scary how good his team is.
Mate, if I turn St. Maximum and Kulusevski into good players, I'm unstoppable.
All right. Well, we're actually going to move on to a fan question. It's a
done with
follow-up.
me?
Yeah,
We're done with you.
So it's a follow-up. We had a chat last week. Bobby was on the pod, and he said that we got to move to a 10-man league. And we said to the fans, can you send us in the pros and cons of 10-man leagues?
Yeah.
We got a reply.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, from Milan. Big fan.
Milan.
So he said, 10-man league, pros and cons.
Oh, my God.
Pros. Draft is more challenging, but more fun. There's more trading options. Head-to-head brings more banter. If you win, you're a legend. If you win back-to-back, you're a king. And if you win back-to-back-to-back, you're a god.
Oh, I love this.
Waiver wire is a bloodbath.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. The people on top
Fighting
would
over
get
fucking
murdered.
party and
Yeah. Yeah, we're like, oh, maybe pick up Bentancur. And they're like, are you fucking kidding me? Bentancur's the best player in the league.
Cons.
Bentancur's the best player of the league.
You have to start game week 3 if head-to-head, so everyone has a fair fixture list, you know, because of how many games you've got to play. So that's an interesting point. If you start in game week 1, there's 2 extra rounds. So you don't play everyone equally.
The reason Miles is explaining this further is because I'm making a real confused face. And I get
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And 1 to 2 players usually drop off. So I think he's saying like 1 to 2 players in their league just stop giving a fuck after like halfway through.
Yeah, that happens in our league.
It becomes us three just battling. it
What
out.
league doesn't like at
Yeah.
least 1 to 2 people? You've got
Every league's got a taco.
you got Tucker.
Oh man.
Just there for the bounce.
Yeah. Look, I just think that's an interesting some interesting points of view there.
Yeah.
I feel like I just know what it's gonna be, the 10-man. Like I think it's gotta be more that fucking bloodbath situation where you just get nothing off the waiver wire.
Yeah,
Like,
you like having pickup.
I like that. Like, yeah, I feel like the game has changed for our league a bit because we made that transition from basically working off a spreadsheet when they introduced draft onto the fantasy website, working with a proper waiver wire. Like, it turned it into a really proper game, I think.
And
like,
we
it
used to have,
levels
like-
the playing field a little bit. It
Yeah.
makes it just, there's like more time to make decisions and whatnot. And I'm not going to go into the details of what our situation was. But we had an 8-man league back then. And it was pretty grim off the fucking.
And we had 20-man teams, just so people know.
I don't think we did at the end.
Well, no, we had 18-man team. We went 20, then we went 18. And then
believe we had 20. Yeah, but 20, we had 6 players then, though, when we did 20. That was the very first season.
and then we went to 18
Yeah.
with 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, we could talk about that all day. For me, I'm not in any rush to change to a 10-man league. An 8-man league and head-to-head is very interesting.
You don't want to go back to back to back and be a god?
I want to be. I know I'm already a king.
Milan, if I know anything about Whitey, all he wants to be is a god. And if you met him, you would think the same.
Everybody. There's lightning circling around my head right now.
There is.
God,
I'm scary.
All right, so yeah, that was a bit of a follow up, and the last thing I actually I wanted to bring up a personal trade. I think that this will be good for
You want
for
us to
listeners.
answer a question for you
Well,
to
I
help
was-
you out.
I was thinking about
I don't like this.
I don't
about
like it
this
either.
whole thing, and I thought it'd be a good segment to bring up this issue.
It honestly makes sense that he's bringing it to us this year because he's a bit desperate.
So
He is.
Liverpool players, right?
Oh,
It's
don't get me started.
It's the talk of the town at the moment. And what I'm thinking is I want to get rid of Salah because I'm kind of done with him. All right. It's just too much of an emotional roller coaster. And I'm like, now that he's scored a goal, what a perfect opportunity to try and get some value from him. So what I'm trying to do is target the Martinelli owner because I think Martinelli is just going to be pretty up there as one of the top mids this season.
He's going to outscore Salah.
I feel he can.
What's the difference between their points? He, I'm sure, has it up.
So while you're bringing that up, what I'm thinking is offering Salah and Bruno G from Newcastle.
Dude, Salah's on 65 points and Martinelli's on 68.
I'm done with Salah and I'm done with Liverpool. And I want to get some value.
What about Phil?
Foden.
There's
You'd have
only
to give me-
Dude, there's only one Phil in the league. Jagielka's gone. It was Phil Jagielka, wasn't
There's
it?
got to
Yeah.
be another.
Yeah.
Not Phil Neville?
He's
Nah,
gone too.
Jags.
He's
I
gone too.
loved big Jags.
Oh, don't talk about Jags. That
So I
goal.
want to. What do you think about me? Like, because I've been doing some really like weird things this league this year, right?
Keep that to yourself, but yeah.
Am I crazy to offer Salah and Bruno G for Martinelli and Rashi?
Yes, you are. You're not getting that trade through.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
it's not good enough, is it? From my
No,
side?
you would yeah. You're not going to get Rashi in there.
What if this person loves Salah?
Where the fuck is Bruno?
I just
on the
don't.
point?
I just think you look. I don't know if
haven't
you
seen him.
like Salah's been Liverpool been shit, and Salah is still only 4 points, 3 points off Martinelli.
Wait, you.
That's pretty promising.
It is promising, but honestly, like Liverpool, I'm really close to being done with him, and I think a lot of Salah owners would be feeling the same way.
I just think people are going to look at Liverpool and Salah's form this season over historic and the name right now. It's like they would, people would, bite your hand off for Salah previously.
Yeah,
But I think someone would
I'd
ask
gnaw
you,
it. I'd gnaw it
someone would want Martinelli for Salah straight swap,
just straight without the
or
other things.
or you giving like something else.
Hand job.
Because someone having to trade away an informed player,
yeah.
you need to give them more.
I don't
So
have
you
much
might,
more to give.
I know you might have to give Salah and someone else, which is crazy.
There's 3 points difference between them. What do you mean Salah's not an informed player?
No, he is, but I'm just saying, like, if someone is Martinelli owner, I just don't know what's going to make them want to swap.
It's kind of
swap,
also
straight swap.
Whitey. It's the fact that I feel like Arsenal are scoring way more goals than Liverpool. So I want to get into that. Like, yeah, they're really close, like points wise, but
It's two totally different teams.
yeah, like I
And it
want to
could be
get
for
in
the
that
whole
Arsenal
season.
team. Like I just like that's why I want to get out of Liverpool, not and I want to use the only asset that I got.
Yeah, okay, fair.
I mean, if you want Salah, now is a good time to come to me.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But as a
Imagine if I had Salah and Haaland.
as a Salah owner,
You can have whatever you like.
You can have
as the Salah owner though,
Yeah.
what would you find acceptable back? Like, would you need
straight swap Foden.
like
Salah.
someone who's on fire right now, like Martinelli straight, or
Yeah,
would you need 2 players, or what would you?
Look at those. Look at Foden's fixtures, dude.
the reason why I was trying to get Rashi is maybe I was even thinking maybe I could get Sancho. I know he hasn't been as good and he hasn't been starting as much, but I think after the World Cup, because I know that this Sancho owner, or sorry, Rashford owner owns Sancho as well. And you know how I said I had that trade strategy when I was saying, oh, can I have this player, but I actually want someone else?
Yeah,
And if he gives me Rashi as well, I was like, yeah, sweet, I'll take it. But then I'll be like, oh, and if he just throws in Sancho, because I know that he's been on his bench and stuff.
yeah,
So, you know,
potentially.
that's what
So you'd accept like Martinelli and Sancho for
yeah,
Salah.
I would. Yeah.
Interesting.
Bruno. Oh, I only just realized it was Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, Bruno G.
Oh, I didn't hear the G.
Oh.
And I was like, you don't have Fernandez. And I'm
You
like,
fucking liar.
yeah, okay. Okay, I think we should move on here.
Okay. Well, let the fans send us in what they think as well.
Let him.
Send them in.
And Miles will read them back to us and we'll talk about it next pop. Yeah, I love it. Top pickups. I think I went first last week, so I'm happy to defer to Miles as long as he doesn't steal my one.
Wow, we've written the same one.
Hey, I wrote mine first. So you better
did.
find someone else. Well, maybe we just double down on him.
Can we just double down? Because I think that it's a name that should be. So back-to-back goals,
Yeah.
Leeds player, Somerville.
21st birthday. Got his second goal.
It was his 21st, was it?
Yeah.
And I will say
Against Liverpool. I would normally say
Thanks.
the mighty Liverpool, but
he looks pretty good.
lacking a bit of mighty at the moment.
Also on the eye as well. He's a pretty good-looking chap.
And to, in the last couple of weeks, I've seen him in there, but lacking the final finish with a couple of goals. Maybe that's going to give him the confidence. He's clearly getting favor with Jesse. So, yeah, I don't mind him. Tell me about his fixtures, though.
Bournemouth, Spurs,
I mean,
Give me one more fixture.
City.
Or after the World Cup.
Yeah.
You're not
City, dude. Just saying. No, I'm saying he's my pickup too. I'm just picking.
I think it's just a pickup for this week against Bournemouth.
It is, yeah.
You know, see if he can score 3 in a row.
Could be.
Yeah, okay. What's next?
My next one's Mitchell.
Yep.
Tyreek Mitchell from
Oh,
Palace.
yeah, Palace.
Yeah. I think that, you know, Palace have the odd clean sheet and he does get forward.
He got an
provided the
assist this week.
to Eduardo.
They've not had many
Carroccio.
clean sheets this season, but they got West Ham and Forest. So
Yeah,
I can see it.
All right, next.
My last one, I've mentioned him before. I'm going to have a punt on Matoma. For those deeper leagues, I think that he's just such a great pickup. If he gets on a bit of a run and these 2 fixtures are looking tasty as fuck.
Yeah, that is tasty. All right. Hito, is it you or me?
You go, mate.
Somerville. Thanks, Miles. That was my first one. Bentan Kerr.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we already said why. He's kind of consistently getting, not consistently, but every 3 game weeks, kind of getting some sort of returns. He's getting minutes.
Yep.
If that's the kind of player you're looking for in your league, then he's perfect for that. And then the last one is Solanke. He's been mentioned, but for me, he's like the kind of player that like he'll get picked up one week, he'll get dropped the next. And at the moment, I think he's a pickup at least for the next game week. I'm just trying to get up his fixtures right now.
Leeds and Everton.
Leeds, Everton are the next 2 ones before the end. So I just think like I would go Solanke over Matoma, for example.
But Matoma's a mid, isn't he? Yeah, I don't think he's a forward.
Oh, I thought he was a forward.
I think he plays forward, but I'm pretty sure Matoma's a mid.
Oh, my bad.
I'm pretty sure.
He is
a mid.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, Solanke with those fixtures looks pretty tasty
He
to
looks
me.
great.
And
Yeah.
he looked good in that game. I think he got an assist, didn't he? Yes, he did. He got an assist for that Cooper Moore first goal. No?
Second goal.
Second goal. He was the guy that released Kiefer Sutherland Moore.
Kiefer.
no assists this week.
No.
Go fuck yourself.
He
That
looked
was an
all right,
assist.
though.
Well, he was the pass before the assist. Anyway, that's all I have to say on Solanke. Thomas,
Love it.
give us something.
First one from me is Mikalenko from Everton, defence.
Mikalenko.
Clean sheet this week,
Such a good
assist and clean sheet the week before, and they've got Leicester than Bournemouth for the World Cup.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Little punt.
Don't mind those little defensive options for the next 2 weeks. Nelson, I think the fact that Saka could be rested, 2 goals, boom, jump on,
Boom.
hit and hope.
Solid pickup.
And then
Boom.
to wrap it out, just like you said, Keith Sutherland.
Yes. Kiefer.
Kiefer Moore.
Kiefer Moore. Yeah, I think he's going to benefit from the same good fixtures. I just wonder why he's in the team at the moment. Is he in there because someone's injured or?
That's a good
Or is
question.
it a
I'm not sure.
formation
Well,
change?
Solanke played, so there must have just been a slight change to the formation. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I just think that was my only thing. But that's his third goal of the season. He's on 34 points. To be honest, he started the season playing. He played he started the first 4 fixtures, and then just basically went on through a period of kind of like getting 1 minute basically subbed on. But yeah,
I think that's exactly what happened to Ricky Lambert that season. And then he went on a tear.
wow, good luck with that. Yeah, so this is his first start since game week 9, and before that he didn't start 2 games. So I don't know.
He's got to start again though. Surely, he scored 2 goals. You don't
It
get
was
put
nice.
on the bench.
Okay, yep, good shout.
Just like Nelson.
Well, that's what
Earns
top
it.
pickups are for. They're for risks. So
It's for those quick snap decisions.
Risk. There's no risks with any of my pickups.
all right, boys, that finishes out another great week.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Thanks
Good
for
luck.
joining. Hit us up on socials. I'm back active now.
Oh, he's back active.
Yeah, I'm chatting.
Active.
I'm chatting like a
Yeah, well, Miles is on Insta. Hito's on Twitter. FPL Draft Boys.
with a Z.